Hello everybody, Gisele Grenier here. I'm so excited to be doing this one. In a previous video I did an artist trading card with a black cat and a skull and called it Chatterbox, and then Joe came up and kind of broke my concentration, so to get back into the swing of things, I started looking through my stash to get inspiration. And I found this little girl and I thought, kind of like an Ava look, my granddaughter when she was younger, sweet and innocent, but something in the eyes, right? So I thought, well, okay, so I'll use her. And then I went through that same stash of Graphics 45 paper, and I found this. Not sure if I want to use that or that. So, and then I raided my stash of the stuff that my friend Cheryl sent me, and I found that. And it's quite a complex die cut, and I still have pieces in it I didn't pull out. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this down to fit this thing here. And I want to ask you guys, for those of you that have a Cricut machine, what do you recommend? Because I have a Brother Scan and Cut, and it's the first generation, and I am so limited with what I can do with it. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, it's time to upgrade. And it's very hard to find stuff for the Scan and Cut, but the stuff for the Cricut, you can find that everywhere. So I was wondering, I would love to hear some suggestions. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut all this off, and my idea is to put her right in there. And I've got these birds, but I'm going to take one bird and I want to put him on the branch here and then have a sentiment here. I'm not sure how high I want this tag though, but basically she's kind of in the forest. So I'm going to cut this bird off. Okay, so how am I going to cut him off? I think I'm just going to cut him just like that. I need fussy cut scissors. I can't find them. Okay, I'm going to put you back in my little container. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint the stuff so it has time to dry. I also have this new washi tape that I picked up, so I may tear a strip and put it down, but I'm not sure if I want to use that. I'm going to darken it like significantly, or if I want to use that. I think I kind of like that. So we'll see. Alrighty. I was going to use carbon black for painting everything black, but I like the chalky gesso finish, so I'm going to use that. And for the paints, I may bring some extras out. So covered off the gesso. So Decor Media Fluid Acrylics, Transparent Red Iron Oxide, Quinacridone Burnt Orange, Burnt Umber, Carbon Black, Titanium White, maybe. And then the Decor Media Matte Medium. So I'm going to put you, I'm going to put you over there and do these ones first. The little girl over there. I've got a spare piece of palette paper here. So I'm going to paint everything black. Everything black. And then, there's water in there. And then then I'm going to cut the stuff off. Now, really what I was asking about the Cricut thing is that I love this, and I know it's a die. Because this would have been better if I would have actually had the die and cut it out on black cardstock. Then I wouldn't have to paint it like this. But the dies eventually, your stuff all looks the same, except like gears and cogs and that, which you can use in almost anything. So I was always using my Scan and Cut to stuff, but the stuff I can't. It's my blades got done, the mat's finished, and to replace this, I couldn't believe how expensive it was. And from what I was looking up, that the Cricut, even at Michael's, was cheaper for the supplies. So Joe said, just donate your Scan and Cut, be upfront and tell them that mat's not included and then blades not included, and just get yourself a Cricut, because I can also use that one model to cut basswood or basswood, yeah, basswood, balsa wood, some wood for my jewelry. I thought, oh, that's all right. Because right now Joe has to cut everything for me on the table saw, and I hate having to ask him all the time because with my arthritis, I don't use the table saw at the moment. But I did find at Home Depot a Gisele-sized bandsaw and drill press, because the King brand one that we have is a piece of garbage. But you know, live and learn. But Ryobi has never steered us wrong. So I thought, and it was on sale, so might do that. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. So I'm going to paint all that, and then I'm going to let it dry. Nice. Nice. Where to let it dry? I have no idea. I'll see if I can rest it against the paper towels. Nice. Okay. Then the birdie. And we'll lay him flat down here. Okay. That takes care of that. Now, while I'm here, oh, be careful. I'm going to paint the outside of her little dress. Oh, I just thought of something else. Like, oh, you know what? It won't be enough contrast. I could have made a little glow. That would be nice. Oh, a white glow around her, like she's an angel or something. But this is obviously a Halloween or a gothic, vintage gothic. I am actually going to be reviving again, my Dark Side of Vintage collection. Now, the Dark Side of Vintage was something I did quite a few years ago, and it was just basically vintagey designs in a journal, and I only did a few because I got bored, but I was going to revive it again. But it's not artist trading card. Everything is in a journal. So I thought that might be nice to do. Okay, you're done. And let me just clean my brush. Take this onto the side. And this one now. So yeah, that Dark Side of Vintage is something, which is funny because my house is not decorated in anything like this. It's my house is industrial Caribbean. So a lot of wrought iron, industrial, a shelf that's made of pipe and stuff like that, and then Caribbean colors. But the furniture is all modern, barn board and all that stuff. So there's nothing really vintage. So I'm going to start with this side first. I'm thinking I like this here just for something different because you've got bats in here. I don't know how far I'm going to go. I want to deepen this quite a bit, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go with, get you right out of the way. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the transparent red iron oxide or the quinacridone burnt orange. I don't know. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to be safe first, and I'm going to cover this with matte medium. Because what this will do is, if I put the color on and I don't like it, I can wipe it off. But if you put paint directly on unprimed cardstock, like this, you can't get the paint out. It sinks right into the paper. But if you put matte medium on first, you'll be able to wipe it off. This is a barrier layer. Okay. And I'm going to dry this with the heat gun. hair blower will blow everything all over the place. Nice. Now this is pretty thin. I could have mounted this onto a piece of cardstock, but it should be okay. Yeah, it should be all right. Let me think. See, one is definitely orange, and the other one is definitely red. I think if that's going to be too orange. Yeah. So I'm going to take a little bit more matte medium, because really all I'm doing is I'm creating a stain. Yep, that's perfect. That is perfect. Yep. It's also dulling down the blue. Now I could have just used a flat brush and just, put it on, but I like doing this initial rub to start. Because I can really control how much is on there. To take my glasses off, sorry. All right, I'm gonna quickly dry that. And I'm going to put on another layer. I'm going to use my paintbrush this time. Yeah. It's going to knock that blue down. I love this. Hopefully I'll have enough. So the initial layer, which I dry brushed on, but it was still wet, had the matte medium on there. So that created the initial stain. So it's basically 2 layers of matte medium, which also helps with additional strength. Every layer of product you put on there, your paper gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I could even, if I wanted to, add even more to darken this. If I took quinacridone burnt orange, just in the corner. It's not really visible. It just makes everything a little bit browner. It's not very strong. That's why the transparent red iron oxide was so much better. But you know what? It's here. I might as well use it. So where everything's drying, Joe's home. There we go. Now, baby wipe. Oh, let me just blot that out. Just going to where some of the pieces I want to be a little bit brighter. There's a bat here. I want this balloon to be a little bit brighter, because the trees are going to be in front, and then this one here. And this one here. See, it's easy to come off because of the matte medium. want rough, very rough. It'll look old. All right. Done. And I'm going to dry it. Oh, I love it. Now, I'm going to do this first. Let me dry that. Actually, I'm going to make sure everything's dry. Then I'll come back and then we'll assemble, just so I don't waste your time. Okay, so I prepared some stuff in advance to save some time. I'm going to show you how, because it's the exact same technique. So I've trimmed everything here, and I'm going to, when this is glued down, I'm going to trim all that. I've got her in there. I took a piece of that washi tape and cut it and painted it with transparent red iron oxide. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that there. I don't know. The birdie I cut, now just to show you what's going to happen. On the back, I applied some Decor Americana Enchanted Iridescent Top Coat Blue to look like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that here. And then what I did is I took a whole bunch of, oh my goodness, paper flowers in a package like this from the dollar store. And I painted them with the Decor Media Mister. I sprayed on that. And then I applied some of that same iridescent top coat acrylic. So that'll tie the color of the bird to the flowers. And I have 4 just in case. I don't think this one's going to work out. All right, so let's put this together. First, I want to see if I want to use this. I'm not sure I want to use this, because I want to put a quote at the top. Let's just say if I put it there. That's the beauty of, dry fitting everything. No, I don't think it adds anything to it. Okay, so I'm going to peel that off, and I'm going to put it on a piece of palette paper that's clean on the side of the table. And what I do is I just have a whole sheet like this. That way I don't waste them. All right, so the first thing, I'm going to glue this down. Oh, that's going to be a bugger. Okay, now the beauty is we can use matte medium for everything. I gotta get Joe to oil my chair. Squeaky, squeaky. Now what I would have liked to have done, I was thinking, was basically putting that iridescent top coat medium on this as well. But I think it would actually just take away from the little girl. She's the focus of the whole piece. And then I have to find a quote. Oh, sentiment. See, with this piece here, it doesn't have to be Halloween specific. It could be Dark Side of Vintage. Maybe I'll put this as an inclusion in my journal. I have to make it. So I'm going to go down just a little bit. Whoops. I actually have that lined up right there. Like that. Okay. And this will dry transparent. I'm going to clean all the excess off in a second. Now this one here, I'm going to bend this over. Then I'm going to trim that off. Come on, just a little bit more. Actually, let me trim it now, and then I can reposition it. Right there. And it'll be like it's coming out of the piece. Like that. I'm not going to push that down yet. I just realized the little girl has to go in there. Okay. When I have those pauses, it's because I've come up with another idea, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. What I forgot to do was the idea I wanted a white glow around her. And I'm going to have to really push that down. Wax paper on top of her, then a book will keep everything flat. And have that sticking out. Trim that down and put that there. Come on. Is that upside down? Yep. Oh my god, okay. Take my glasses off. Take my glasses off. I'll be so glad when I don't have to fuss with my glasses anymore. You have to actually put a little bit of something there to hold that down. There we go. Yeah, I was thinking about putting that white glow around her, but my alarm went off. It's pretty bad when I have to set my alarms for medication, my God. When I'm in the studio, nothing else matters. I am so in the zone. Okay. Let me just clean. Just going to clean some of this up. And oh, let me do this too. Okay, so let's going to take, I'm going to take a little brush. One dot. Even that's too much. Now watch. Let's get a close up here. This stuff is magic. Now, thinking put more on, it's going to be more intense. It's not. It actually has the exact opposite effect. A thin, even coat. Otherwise, the binder, when it looks white, will actually dry like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I don't want this to be too intense with the holographic because this bird is just a side thing. But see how dull that one is? I'm actually going to apply a layer of black once he's dried. All right, so I trimmed everything down. Everything's nice and dry now. Pretty cool. And I'm going to apply a thin layer of black on the bird and then take a baby wipe, pick them up, and then wipe off the excess. So it just creates something that's not so bright. But he's so tiny. Oh, yeah, that's good. Just dull him down just a little bit more. If I could, I would have painted some details on him. But I wonder now, let me know in the comments below if you think I should have painted the branches that color. I wonder what that would have looked like. Okay. So I'm gonna put him in there. there's no, okay, right there. And the little white stuff that you see, that's just the matte medium. That'll dry clear. That's actually not matte medium, that's something else. There you go. All right, that takes care of that. She's down there, she's down there. Now for the flowers. So the flowers, I could use the matte medium, but I'm thinking that I'm going to use liquid glass for this. And there's wires in there. I put the wire there just to... I wonder if I can cut that with my scissors. Oh yeah, of course. Dollar store flowers, you can cut it with scissors. There we go. So I wanted to put 2 different size flowers, or 3 different size flowers. That's what I was going for. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use liquid glass. Where's my liquid glass? Because it's much thicker. And by far a better adhesive for 3D embellishments like this versus the matte medium. Oh, yes. That is gorgeous. Okay, could put that one right over there. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, I think I'm going to have to come back and paint this little one because I just saw there's some transparent red iron oxide in there. So I'll just come in with a little bit of black just to knock off that transparent red iron oxide. And then come in with the iridescent top coat and just graze the outside edges. It doesn't take a lot. Nice. Now the other thing that I have to decide on, okay, first of all, is a quote. What am I going to use for a quote? But do I want to corner the edges? So just to give you an idea, do I want to soften the edges like that or leave it hard? I don't know. I'm not sure how that would look. I don't know if it would take away from the soft. Like I find this soft and I find this hard, which is, you know, totally fine for me. The other thing I have to do is I have to go over the edge. And with that, I'm going to use, so I didn't use the white or the burnt umber. And I'm just going to come in with a kitchen wipe. And what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the white of the paper. But I should wait for this to dry, because I also want to come in. So I'm going to put a quote right here. All right, so I'm going to let this dry, and then depending on the weight, because this is pretty heavy now, I may actually mount this onto another piece of cardstock or maybe some corrugated cardboard, and when we come back, I'll put the quote on, and then she'll be finished. I found the quote. She was a strange little girl. So it's too big. Now what I also want, oh shoot, oh my goodness, where'd it go? Okay, well, no, you know what, I don't want to use that. I'm going to use the Stays On ink. Just because it's a little cleaner right now. Oh, there goes Mia. I might have to stop the camera. be Amazon. She does this every time I'm into something where I'm just about finished. Okay, let me put that there. Will that fit? Yeah. And for those of you that are experiencing this, please don't laugh at me. I am not, this is not my strong suit. Okay. So I'm thinking, just drop that right there. Get off me. Okay, so I'm gonna clean tweezers. Clean tweezers. There we go. Done. Like dinner. Oh, and I also mounted another piece of black cardstock on there. And when this all dry, I'll trim everything down. But there you go. She's all finished. What do you guys think? What do you think? See how it's all curved? That's the matte medium between the back and there we go. So what do you think? Now, what I would love to hear is how would you guys have done this different? Let me know. Would you have put gears and cogs here instead? Would you have, like, if you had the exact same pieces that I did, what could you have substituted? And share in the comments below. I'd love to hear your suggestions, and I learn from you guys as well. So I want to thank you for joining me on this experiment, getting out of my comfort zone. And if you would be interested in joining me in the dark side of vintage, I'll be doing it online. There's absolutely no cost at all. And I'll just be doing videos as well, just like this, but very specific as to the dark side of vintage. All right, so let me know and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. So until I see you next time, stay inspired.